So, from a fundamental or news perspective, the only thing that I really was keeping my eyes on was what was happening with the USD because we were going to get some kind of effect on the market. The two pairs that I chose to look at today were crude oil and the Dow Jones. Now, starting with the daily, looking at the crude oil, this is clearly in play for me. Looking at the Dow Jones, same thing. I am confident that we are in play. It's easy to tell. Now, other news that I was looking at is obviously with everything happening in Ukraine, Nvidia, but I would say these are all catalysts for price to continue to push up. So overall, my bias was bullish. That's what I was sticking to. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to execute as well as I should have. With crude oil, I was looking at this demand right here, which I would consider a drop, my base and my rally. That's what confirmed it for me. As far as it being a demand for the Dow Jones, I was mainly looking at this 1 hour drop, same thing, base, rally. And once again, my lack of execution is really what got it. So let me go ahead and start with crude oil. Okay, this crude oil was, so let me go ahead and start with Dow Jones first, since Dow Jones was the first initial trade. This is where I was actually trading for the majority of the time. I took two trades that resulted in two losses. Price, I did this correctly. I waited for a 5-minute break of structure, strong candle. My volume went up above these candles. So for me, all these confirmations came in. Unfortunately, I got stopped out. Massive selling volume, which kind of surprised me, to be honest. Now, unfortunately, I will say this is where my mistake came in, where I decided to trade off of this doji. And really looking at it, I shouldn't have done that because there was no more 5-minute break of structure. If I would have just waited, I would have got a 5-minute break structure around 10:05. Now, if we look at this, right, if I waited, entered here, stop loss below that low, your boy would have hit that 3RR that I needed for the day. It is what it is. As soon as I took this loss here, I went and switched over to crude oil. Looking at crude oil, same thing. I did good. I honestly even was considering entering up here. Thankfully, I said, no, I'm going to wait because that is following my playbook. Price did end up coming down here, right? And I waited for that 5-minute break of structure. Morningstar, I entered. Unfortunately, part of the game, we got stopped out. Now, price ended up breaking down below that demand zone. It didn't touch it, but it clearly, I'm assuming it got affected by my demand zone. Rallied all the way back up. Now, if you were able to enter off of here, you, of course, would have got your solid, 3RR plus. However, I don't think I would have entered this. By the time this happened, I was already done. I called it a day. I had already hit my daily loss limit, my personal daily loss limit. I also had already done 3 trades. I said, you know what? My goal for the remainder of this month and the next month to come is to stick to about 4 to 5 trades max. And I'm only risking about 1% to 0.5%. Granted, since I am currently in drawdown, I am focused solely on just getting my account back to break even. So thus, my daily loss limit is 0.5. Now, if I would have been able to, let's say, have an extra trade, all right, or extra 2 trades. Once price came up here, we got a 5-minute break structure there, would have got stopped out. Again, now we're waiting, get another 5-minute break structure here, and that would have been my next entry. However, we would have only got a 2RR, which is not bad. If you look at the 4-hour, it came back to that 4-hour before it dropped lower, and I think that could have been a solid target. Overall, I think when I'm looking at both of my trades, when I'm looking at crude oil and I'm looking at the Dow, I think I will say that off of oil, I give myself a solid A because I waited for the signs. I took appropriate risk. And once it was done and I got stopped out, I did not chase the trade. I shut my computer off and I said, it's done. It is what it is. Now, off of Dow Jones, I think I could have done way better. I think the first trade was actually solid. This is valid. However, this trade was not valid. And I think that's really what killed it because this right here would have got me what I needed. So for that one, I'm giving myself a solid, I think, C. So overall for the day, maybe I'm at a B as far as sticking to my playbook and really following my rules. It is what it is. Today was a learning day, and that's really what I'm happy with. I'm happy that I took something out of today and I really learned upon it. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. It's your boy Los Trades. Peace.